close my eyes, drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping. I wore my coat with golden lining, bright color shining, wonderful and new. And in the east, the dawn was breaking, and the world was waking. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness, I was left alone. May we return to the beginning, the lights not dimming, and the dreams brand new. The world and I, we are not waiting, we're celebrating. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do. Thanks. As students, we all have dreams and aspirations. Most of the time, these dreams are just passing fancies, nothing that will ever really materialize. But once in a while, there's a dream that glows like an ember in our souls. It endures and continues to glow, awaiting that burst of fresh air needed to kindle the spark. I had that spark, that glow, that dream. My love for the theater became evident late in my time at Teal, as my first show wasn't until I was a junior. And even though I was only in a few shows, the skills I learned on the Road Hall stage, and of course in Bill's classroom, prepared me extremely well. I've been a science teacher, biology and chemistry, not for Bill, of course. But I've been a science teacher by day and a dramatics director by night ever since. I love my job. I just absolutely love my job at Little Northeastern High School in Little Manchester, Pennsylvania, just south of Harrisburg. But I cherish the memories that I have of my days as a Teal player and the man who kindled that spark in my soul. I only hope that some of my students can take that same inspiration from me that I garnered from Bill. Thank you, my friends, for helping me to live my dream. And here's wishing you every dream that you have for the future.
It has been said that good art is borrowed and great art stolen. This next fella that I want to introduce doesn't even know how many ideas I've stolen from him. I watched him on the stage as a young man, as a freshman and a sophomore, and he was going off on his adventures in life. And he started as Linus, and I repeated it every minute when he wasn't there 3 years later. I don't have a list of all the shows he did, but I know that he was in 10 Nights in a Bar Room, House of Blue Leaves, which has inspired me as an artist in so many ways, and everything he did on that stage taught me how to be a better actor. And then there was one I'm embarrassing so that I know he was Spoon River Anthology before I came along because I was still in high school. So without further ado, Mr. Ron Langler, ladies and gentlemen.
First of all, I just would like to say thank you for all being here, because I know there's one reason you're here, and it's the reason we're all here. And it's hard for me because I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania, and my dad left when I was 2 years old. I probably should never even got to college. I don't even know how I got in, to be honest with you. But sometimes things just happen for a reason, and they're supposed to happen. So I had never seen a Broadway show or even a play or anything live, ever. And I got to Teal, and I kind of had a rough time when I first got here. And Dr. Carrie Bell, who was my advisor, told me that I need to go see Bill. And something that Sean said earlier about finding yourself while you were here was my journey. So Dr. Bell saw something in me that I didn't ever know or see. But I got into Bill's class. Actually, I had to get into Bill's class because there were 20 people and I was 21, and I had to go ask him if I could get into the class. And he told me yes. So from that moment, I was like a sponge, and I learned everything that he could ever offer to give to me. I did Spoon River, and it was the beginning of everything that I've done since then. And I know that if any one of you could have this microphone and have this opportunity, you could say the same thing. None of us were really ever actors. We would have never, I was supposed to go to Penn State to do water polo. I would have never got on that stage. The competition would way too fierce. There'd be thousands of people auditioning for the same role. But we all got the chance because Bill doesn't ever leave anybody behind, ever. Whether you're holding a spear or you're dressed as the gayest person in America. We've all been there. We've all been there. But that experience was so life-changing for me. Bill actually took me to my first Broadway show. We went to go see Phantom of the Opera. And it changed my life. And I knew that there was something that I really had to do. So during all the years at Teal, I mean, you guys remember the Alley Cat and all the places that were there. Kim's and all those places over there. Well, you know, Bill used to say to me all the time, like, we would all be drinking all night, and he would just pay, and he goes, "Oh, it's just a credit card. It's not like real money. You can just, oh, how fun! Oh, how fun! Who cares? It's not real money. You're like a tune. Like, you can do anything you want, you know." So I took that with me when I left, you know, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a tune, so I can do anything I want." I went down to Miami, and I started my career at the Jackie Gleason Theater. I worked for a company called Pace Theatrical Group, which turned out to be one of the largest presenters of national touring Broadway in the country. I have now been with them since the year I graduated from Teal. I'm the president and CEO of my company. And I've actually been able to return the favor to Bill on the Broadway side. I've been a Tony voter for the last 10 years. I was able to take Bill to the Tony Awards. During the Tony Awards, he actually got the P next to Hugh Jackman, which... It's all about timing, everybody. It's all about timing. But, you know, now, I thought about this, and it's very funny because for the last couple of years, Bill's talked to me about graduating, and I didn't think he was old enough to graduate. And I was worried about him, you know, because I am worried about him. And he didn't even tell me this time. I got an email from Dan Kirk saying he's retiring. I'm like, oh, all right. But I don't know of anybody. I'm like the son that you never wanted and probably couldn't have either. Could never have it either, but I have to tell you though, you are amazing to everyone, not just to me, not just to Monica or all the other, Dave Wittenhofer, who was always number one, and I was number two. Thank God he graduated before I did. I was like, oh my God. But so now, the future for Bill. He is going to move to Philadelphia. I have been very fortunate in my job with the Florida Theatrical Association. We bring the National Touring Broadway shows to Orlando, and I've been very fortunate to find lots of grants and money. I was able to open a gorgeous little playhouse that looks a lot like Road Hall, oddly enough, and I'm hoping that I can get Bill down to Orlando in the winter and have him direct shows in Orlando. Also, Bill got to go to London and see the only production of Gone with the Wind that will probably ever be produced. It lasted like 3 days in London, which would never get to the United States, but my board was so impressed with Bill, they asked him to join Florida Theatrical as a board member. So it's this coming year, I'm going to ask him to be our chairman. And the circle of life just continues and continues. Thank you guys.
So I'm not sure whether you're all aware or not that this past summer, many of us had the great opportunity to see Bill actually act in one of his own productions. Bill was the star of The Drowsy Chaperone, several cast members in the audience. I came up from Pittsburgh and was amazingly impressed. What an amazing cast. And one of the stars of that show is our next performer. Christina McCran-Rear was here, right? Was here at Thiel 1994 through 1997, and while here, she starred in Anne of a Thousand Days, Pirates of Penzance, and in the Greenville Area Community Theater, Theatrically Yours, The Odd Couple, Into the Woods, Little City Baked Lights, and The Drowsy Chaperone. She's here tonight to sing one of my all-time favorite songs. Please help me welcome Christina. Defying